What's going on, people? My name is Jacob, and today I want to talk about Black Ops 3 and the new business practice that they have decided to implement into the game. Now, if you recall, if you've been keeping up with, Call of Duty, with this new recent patch, they released a couple of, weapon buffs or whatever. They buff a couple of weapons, they nerfed a couple of weapons, but they also decided to implement something that I was against, in Advanced Warfare. Fucking Advanced Warfare pissed me the fucking shit out of me. Why? Because not only was it a fucking frustrating game, but it also had one of the most scummiest, business practices I have ever seen in my entire gaming career, which was paid RNG. Yeah, paid RNG was implemented into Advanced Warfare. Now, at the beginning of Advanced Warfare's lifespan, that was not the case. They actually had nothing but cosmetic, stuff that you could, obtain every 45 minutes or so, because nobody really figured out how many supply drops you would actually get per, gameplay sessions. I guess you could say it was very random. But it was a paid RNG system that essentially sacrificed all sorts of replayability, for the game. Because think about it, because the thing is, they're sacrificing replayability and replacing it with a paid RNG system, so the player can keep on chasing after things that you might or might not get. Now, what makes it worse is that some of these things are encoded in your game. From the very first time that you bought, Advanced Warfare, and we're gonna start off with Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. From the very first day, you pay $60 up front, or the extra $50 for the season pass. All that cosmetic stuff, the weapon skins, that everybody wants, the poses or whatever, or the puns. They were all in your game from day one. They've been encoded in your game. The only difference is, the only minor difference is they're sitting behind a paywall. Why? Because they want $40 from you. With this new Call of Duty points system that they have added, which they're pretty overpriced too. Basically, you get 200 Call of Duty points for $1.99. You get 100 Call of Duty points for $10, or 2,400 Call of Duty points for $19, or the big one, the big one that probably every single fucking YouTuber is gonna be busting a nut for, 5,000 Call of Duty points for $40. Now, paid RNG is such a scummy way to be stealing, to steal people's money. It's bad enough that the DLC itself is already overpriced as it is, and now they want you to charge, they want to charge you even more money so you can get all the cosmetic stuff that's been in your game since day one. And I mean it. It's been in your game since day one. Guess what? It's just sitting behind a paywall. Now, something else that bothered me from Advanced Warfare that's being carried over to Black Ops 3 is the fact that big-time YouTubers, and I'm pretty sure you know who they are, this big-time Call of Duty YouTubers sort of in bed with fucking Activision, because ultimately their channels are nothing but giant infomercials, and I'm not afraid to say it. That's all their channels are. Now, I've seen a couple of their videos, and judging by their content, I can honestly say that most of the majority of the content, their viewership, they're nothing but I guess you could say a young audience. I don't want to be, kind of fucked up, towards the people, because I don't like being like that. But I'm saying, like, judging by their content, the type of content that they put out on their channels, I can honestly say, and I think that it's nothing but a young audience, which are nothing but gullible kids and gullible adults at that. Because I don't think, because honestly, if you're a person like me that you grind for your money, you hustle for your money, you know what your money is worth and where it should go, that this shit is scummy as shit. That you shouldn't be spending your money on this. But if you're a person with high income, if you're a kid, that you have mommy and daddy's credit card already stored in the Xbox store, and you can just go ahead and click a couple of buttons and get your Call of Duty points, so you can get the cosmetic stuff that's been in your game from day one, then yeah, go ahead. But again, judging by their content, you know, and the message that they're sending out to their people, you know, to their subscriber base, it's a terrible message, you know, because essentially what they're doing with this supply drop opening videos, since that everybody's been doing it, because since, you know, since the patch released, I shit you not, an hour later, they already had fucking hundreds of videos already up, you know, because I mean they were kind of disappointed, I guess, of the fact that they couldn't actually buy the supply drops and come up with their videos faster. They actually had to grind through the game, progress through the game, and actually earn, you know, the crypto keys. And now they can just go and swipe their credit card and get 5,000 Call of Duty points, and then they can start making their shitty supply drop opening videos. And this is causing a disturbing trend, which is, you know, there's basically, again, they're sending the wrong message to their subscriber base, you know, to the gullible kids and adults. They're, you know, so tantalized to, you know, watch these videos for whatever reason. These torture sessions, you know, what a waste of life these videos are. Because essentially, they're telling them, hey, it's okay to spend, you know, $40 on 5,000 crypto keys so you can earn the stuff that you want. Hey, it's okay that the fact, you know, for the fact that, you know, the traditional progression system is disappearing, it's fading away. You know, these big AAA companies are drifting away from this practice, which used to be adding replayability, which meant adding content, which meant adding resources into the game, which meant adding manpower. But for Activision, of course, all that is cost effective, and they're not willing to do that, and they're not going to do it. Now, I kind of saw this coming from a mile away because it seemed too good to be true. I mean, we had 4-player co-op on the next gen. We had zombies, which you could, you know, play from day one with your friends, which was really fun. I did. I had a lot of fun with it, and it had a solid multiplayer. I can honestly say that, you know, Black Ops 3 is a more solid Call of Duty experience than Call of Duty Ghost, you know, that atrocity of a game that it was, and, you know, the frustrating mess then that, you know, Advanced Warfare was. I can honestly say that this game feels like a more better Call of Duty experience than those you know, failed titles. No lie. But it's a shame that Treyarch, you know, and Activision are already putting paid RNG system into the game at this early in the stage. Now, I have a feeling that this is not over. I have a feeling that they're gonna start implementing weapon variants. And you can quote me on this, but I mean, why the fuck not? You know, if it was a successful practice on Advanced Warfare, what makes you think that they're not willing to do that on Black Ops 3, on a game that everybody was so hyped about? You know, everybody was so excited to play. I was excited to play because I was tired of Advanced Warfare. You know, I couldn't play that game anymore. I was, you know, so disappointed with Call of Duty Ghosts. And I wanted Call of Duty to come back. I wanted a good Call of Duty, and I got it with Black Ops 3. It's a fun game. I'm not gonna lie. But the business practice that's been taken down, you know, and executed is wrong. Okay, and paid RNG needs to die in the fucking crib. So hopefully, you know, if you're watching this video, and I'm pretty sure, you know, it's gonna get very little to no views, hopefully I can shape kind of like public opinion and make you see that all this cosmetic stuff is in your game. Do not fall for it. You know, it's been in your game from day one, and I want to emphasize that fact. Okay, that it's been in your game from day one, from the day you paid $60 or, you know, the extra $50 for the DLC. It's been encoded in your game, but it's just sitting behind a paywall. And please stop watching the supply drop opening videos, because I mean, they're a waste of life, and they're sending out the wrong message, okay, to their subscriber base. You know, because again, instead of, you know, adding replayability into the game, a traditional progression system, which meant that, you know, every time you would earn a camo, there was a challenge behind it, there was some sort of achievement behind it. No, they're adding a paid RNG, okay? And not only that, but you can also get duplicates with it, the same way that you could get on Advanced Warfare, but in here you can actually burn them and get some crypto keys back in return. But again, I just want to emphasize the fact that this is wrong, okay? This Call of Duty point system is wrong, and it's a shame that we're gonna have to see, you know, stupid amounts of supply drop opening videos from these big time YouTubers. You know, they're gonna be drooling all over this, you know, cosmetic shit that affects your gameplay experience in a very insignificant way. So please like and share the video if you enjoyed it. This is Jacob, logging off.